I'm not sure what to make of Twisted Metal.
I'm so just release a game for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I mean, they
also by doing. We'll talk about when
Welcome to Trailer Trashed.
Oh,
where we watch trailers and we get trashed. And yeah, no, it's Twisted Metal.
Yeah, we're doing Twisted Metal.
I'm very excited about this because it's one of my favorite games growing up that you really can't play anymore. Unless you're into like the simulator stuff.
So this is what they're doing. It's funny you mentioned that because I just read that on the PlayStation.
They're on the 5.
The network, yeah, but like they're like one of their subscription services. They're going to release the Twisted Metals so that way you can play them through the subscription service, but
not updated graphics or anything. It may be really hard to go back to PlayStation 1 graphics.
For me, I enjoyed the Twisted Metals, but it wasn't really until Twisted Metal Black that I thought they had found they unlocked it. When it got like darker and more serious, and this looks to be more comedic and kind of over the top.
I like 2.
Yeah.
This one's a little bit more cartoony like 2, but I don't think it has any interest in telling the story of the game.
Absolutely
not
not.
what it's about. I do hope it lets them start another game. But anyway, let's find out. And roll that beautiful bean footage.
20 years ago.
There's almost no way they can do this right anyway, so I'm good with whatever they're going to do.
Yeah, because it's like, unless you're going to lock them in arena combat, and like, exactly. Which is why like a Twisted Metal Black setup would have worked. Like him being a courier, I'm not so sure
That's
about.
where the cars and guns come in.
Well, I mean, it was never a race.
No.
So
it's always survival.
Right.
Oh, and look at this. Like, there's a Foot Locker. You know what I mean? It's like...
but Mackie makes it work. Mackie
pick up a package.
Dude, you got to give this guy props for just trying, man.
Yeah, let's give Neve Campbell props for keeping it tight.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
No Scream, but she'll do Twisted Metal. I hope she got paid well. She must have.
That's why
she
she
done
wouldn't do Scream.
Yeah.
They wouldn't pay her. Don't blame her.
Oh, no.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
No, I agree. Stephanie Beatriz.
To introduce yourself before pulling a gun on
fresh
someone.
off her constantly singing and everything.
Come on, Mackie's killing it.
Drop you off as close as I can to where you're going.
She's quiet. She don't
Well,
talk.
that's good. It's like now it's Crazy Taxi. Crazy Taxi, the movie should be
Wait, Twisted Taxi. Didn't I see some kind of taxi video on the internet the other day?
Sandman is the T-1000.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Vegas, John. Hi, everybody.
It's Samoa Joe.
I've never seen anyone cut
Under the mat.
Is it really?
Yeah.
And then it's Will Arnett's voice.
Correct.
So that's a match made in heaven.
Right.
They did a really good job there. Yeah.
Neve Campbell keeping it tight.
Yep. Will Arnett
and Samoa Joe.
Yep.
That's a tag team I can get behind.
Yeah, no.
Will Arnett and Samoa Joe. All the way to the AEW tag title.
I mean,
This never happened to me before. Really?
And Anthony Mackie's still funny the whole time. So
I
like him better doing something like this than I do him doing the
Falcon and Captain America stuff. Look, I don't doubt him. I doubt the writing. I know he's going to do his...
There's writing? Oh, God!
Yeah, no, it's just... this is not a franchise, I think, that should be adapted into another medium. And I'm not sure it's going to go over well. I'm not sure people are going to tune in knowing quite what to expect.
I need everyone to watch this show.
So they make another game.
So that they make another game.
No, that if they were...
Or that they release an anthology in some easily consumable format. I don't want to have to buy a PlayStation 5 so I can get their stupid network.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's too much work. Just let me download it on my Switch.
This would have been really,
such a great Switch game.
They should just do that. That would make...
The console wars are over, folks. Can't we all just move on?
No, that would make a lot of sense. The Switch is kind of the perfect system for Twisted Metal. Because
exactly.
You play for 5 minutes, you can power it off.
Yep.
I mean, Sony is...
Great game to play, like...
Yeah.
If you're traveling.
Oh, you know what, though? Sony just announced that they're releasing like their own portable screen thing. So it's not going to happen.
I don't want to.
But this is what I would have done if I were them.
Anyway,
First of all, I would have come... I would
start getting an emulator anyway, then.
I would have... Yeah. Your $2,000 to play a PlayStation 1, you're better off just buying a PlayStation 1 and just running it again.
You could turn your Switch into an emulator, I'm sure.
Probably. So what I would do if I were in charge of Twisted Metal is I would have had another game ready. I would have released the game like a week before the show, and one of the bonus features in the game is the first episode.
Yeah, whatever. The point is, if you get people playing it, they'll discuss it. It's a great game people already want. So I hope it does well enough. I wish it already was corresponding with the game. We would know if it was developing, we'd hear it, and we haven't necessarily heard it.
No, they should have done a release with the game.
But release the series in some kind. And I'm glad that they're telling some other kind of more of a transporter story. Because otherwise, Twisted Metal is basically...
It's just you win a tournament.
Isn't it just
Mortal Kombat with cars, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
the story.
So that was the thing about Twisted Metal Black is like they were all prisoners, and whoever got out, whoever won.
I did not see very many recognizable Twisted Metal characters, though. I didn't see Axel. I never saw Mr. Grimm. No truck for Dark Side.
Just because they're not in the trailer doesn't mean they're not going to be in the show. I think season 1's going to take a very limited approach, which would be smart. Use your budget well. Get the big name Sweet Tooth in. What was the cop? Law or whatever? Outlaw. Yeah. All right, so you get
Can't believe remember that.
You get like 2 or 3 of these guys, right? You stick with like the ones that would make for like pretty compelling, simple narrative. Then it can get bigger as it goes on. Once you have your audience, you can bring in more.
Outlaw probably is one of the most human ones.
Yeah. So and then because like Mr. Grimm is like you're gonna have him shoot like a flaming skull.
Yes,
thing.
exactly.
It's like, so save that for later. Well, they'll probably just put like a giant cannon on him.
I think Shadow, he'll be able to teleport through walls and stuff.
I mean, you can save that for later. But
start right off with it. Just release the damn game. Anyway,
you think
are you going to actually watch this series, though? I don't know. Look, Samoa Joe, Will Arnett is
they kind of have me hooked, but they're not going to be in it until like episode 4 or something, 3 or 4.
Probably.
So my biggest problem is I don't want to tune in weekly for this. If you dropped it all at once and it's like 8 episodes,
so it's a binge once it's all out type thing.
I'll binge it. I'll probably watch the first. I'll probably watch the first episode when it first drops just to get a sense for it. I don't know if I'll do it weekly. Weekly watching is really I'm kind of over it. There's so much
weekly watching.
There's so much stuff out there. I'm not sure this will be great for a weekly watch because like you're gonna forget to tune in. And it's going to fall. The ratings are going to drop.
I bet individually it's very unsatisfying.
Mm-hmm.
But I bet it's a binge. You might just be be able to power through it, and at the end be like, "That was dumb."
Yeah,
but I had fun. And release a game.
I think you nailed it on the. Yes, I want it to do well, so we get a new game. So, anyways, watch it. Don't watch it. Let's all petition Sony to make the game.
Good for Samoa Joe, though.
And that's all the time we have for trailer trash. God, I hope they watch the other one.